I'm Rose with today's Tuesday Teaching Tip. Today's tip is part 5 in a series of lessons that I've been sharing with you in teaching the conventions of writing in an active inquiry-based approach. So I remember I got these ideas from Jeff Anderson's book, Everyday Editing, and that book is geared towards the upper grades, and he has another book geared towards the lower grades, and so you could look at either one of those if you're interested in learning more about this process. Again, if you're interested in learning more about it, you can come see me at Feast. You can go to homeschoolfeast.com and you can sign up for a consultation for writing, and I can go through these steps with you and go into a little bit more depth than I am here on these videos. All right, so today we're going to look at invitation to collect. Last week we were focused on the invitation to celebrate. You can catch up by watching the videos on YouTube, but today we're looking at invitation to collect. So remember, this is our model sentence. She tucked her beak beneath her wing. And so we're looking at the verb or the verb phrase in that sentence, and we're looking at the preposition or prepositional phrase. And again, you as a teacher can look at what your students know so far. Remember, you're going to start off very simple with very simple sentences and then let them grow. So if your students are ready for prepositional phrases, verb phrases, then you can do that. If you want to stick with simple verb and preposition, you can do that as well. So invitation to collect has some steps to it. So the first step, basically you're going to model as a teacher going through some books and collecting examples that follow this model sentence. And remember, at the beginning we're looking at they're actively searching for verb, preposition. So in their mind, verb, preposition. So they're going to remember this. It's going to really stick with them because it's such a focus, and they're actively engaged in doing a scavenger hunt for these parts of sentences that match or somewhat match the model sentence. Okay, so you're going to do this, and I would do it ahead of time so that your children aren't sitting there forever watching you scour a book looking for one of these model sentences. So ahead of time, I went and I looked through these two books, Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats and My Rotten Red-Headed Older Brother by Patricia Polacco. And I found some examples that are similar to our model sentence. Remember, you're not going to find something that's exact. Sometimes you will, and you really luck out. But I was purposely searching, and I'm going to share that with my students. So I'm going to say, remember, kids, this was our model sentence. She tucked her beak beneath her wing. And I found this one. One morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Peter woke up and looked out the window. So one morning Peter woke up is our verb phrase, or woke up, and then looked out the window. So out the window is our prepositional phrase, or out is our preposition. And then in the next book, this one's a little longer, a little more sophisticated, but it does have that verb and preposition, and actually it has two prepositions in here. We all just lay on our blankets in the gentle summer night. We all just lay on our blankets in the gentle summer night. So it still follows that pattern of she tucked her beak beneath her wing. We all laid on our blankets in the gentle summer night. So in the gentle summer night would be your prepositional phrase. In would be your preposition. Although on our blankets is another prepositional phrase. And so it depends on you and where your students are, how complex you want to do this. So this has actually two prepositional phrases, and if they're ready for it, they can try and model that one too, or eventually maybe you can use that one next. You can piggyback on this lesson and look at how some sentences have two prepositional phrases in them. All right. So that's that part there. So the next part is you allow students to search. And again, this is the great part about this is if they're independent and they're ready to do this on their own, let them do it on their own. But if they still need some help for you, now it's time for you to partner with them and search for some of these sentences and see if you can do that together and gather some examples. And when you're done with that and you find some, then you're going to write those examples down, kind of like I did here. So if they find an example, then you'll add it here, and you can put it up on your board as on your learning board or on your wall, and that way they can then reference those lessons later on when they're writing. And so if they're looking at their writing and they're revising and they want to jazz up a sentence, they're going to go back to that wall and remember, oh yeah, I can do this to this sentence. And so, or it can go, if you're short on wall space, it can go in their writing journals. And so you can leave a space in their writing journals for these lessons, and they can go back and reference them there. And again, there's a lot to this, a lot more than just the lessons I'm showing you here. And so if you're interested in learning more about it, please come see me. All right, so that's it for the invitation to collect. Next week is going to be the invitation to write. And until then, happy reading and happy writing.